Welcome to this week's Yep Yeah Yes with Tamika and Marissa. Today we're going to talk about let go and let God. Oh, girl, when you have had enough. How you doing, girl?
Well, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. How's your cough?
Not bad. I don't have one. I coughed the other day, but I think, I drank water too fast. You know when you're sucking on a bottle because
Yeah.
you're real hot? And then you're like, you're coughing up a lung because it's way too much. And now you have a cough all day because it never really settled down correctly in your pipes.
Yeah.
So, that's it.
Your hair's on point today, by the way.
Thanks.
It looks really good.
Thank you.
I love it.
All right. So what's the topic? Forgot that quick, didn't you?
Let go and let God when you've had enough. You ever be in a situation where you're like, holy, I'm done. Take the wheel, I'm over it, I'm over you, I don't like this job, putting it to the universe, I'm done. And the moment you're about to break, an opportunity comes.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What experience have you had with that? Because you obviously said a job, so I'm thinking you're thinking specifically about gainful employment.
Gainful employment. So I left my job in September because I couldn't do it anymore. I was done. And it wasn't anything that they did.
Right.
It was, the travel, the this, the that. I felt and I also felt while I felt like I was in a great place, they're very supportive, I also felt like I would never move from where I am. And then they also introduced another person into the mix, and that person had an agenda, as you should when you're employed, but the agenda wasn't part of the team. The agenda was self-serving. And I thought on it. I sent my boss an email middle of the night, but he's always up. We would communicate middle of the night anyway, because he has insomnia. And the next morning, he just gave me the most uplifting, talk, and was like, I support you, be with your family, keep it moving.
I like that.
And I remember, when I was young, I would, when you first find out where babies come from, and, you ask your mom, how did you do that, and why did you do it again? That sounds disgusting. My mom was like, the moment you're about to give up, literally the moment you're like, I'm done, this is my life now, put me to pasture, she's like, you feel this overwhelming sense of relief, and then you're just holding your baby. And I always think about that,
Do you have that experience?
Having children?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, but I'm looking at her, what she said to me, because I was very young.
Right.
I've never wanted kids until I wanted kids, So, I'm sure like everybody else, right?
Yeah, I just put the same, but okay.
But I had no, so what I just used what she said in a different way, where the moment you think that all hope is lost, you're done, you're broken, you're gonna give up, you're just lay down and you're done, something lets up.
Just that, and that's letting go and letting God.
Yeah. But it's such a hard thing to do, because you have to have faith that, in yourself too, or just in your decisions, that there's going to be something else, or not let go and just continue. It could be, but it could be 1,000 things. It could be a relationship. Not all relationships are healthy, and you just got to let it go.
It's easier said than done. I mean,
Always.
When we were discussing this topic, I had to do a little bit of research to see what other people kind of took those words to mean. I'm not exactly sure where the phrase came from. I should have did that research. But one of the things that I came across, someone said, let go and let God means letting go of the outcome you desire and letting God manifest His will. So I started thinking about that, and I'm like, that makes sense to me, because I've told you numerous times, we've discussed it, where I was in a household that was loving in terms of my mom. Right. She loved me more than, she loved me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say more than anything, because her love has always been with God.
But
you know what I mean?
But you have felt love.
Yeah, I felt
you
love.
You felt her love. You felt, yeah.
But also, just because you love someone doesn't always mean that you're making the right decisions.
Right.
And so my household wasn't always the greatest. And one thing that I would always pray to God was like, please make this factor in our lives leave. And then finally, my prayer was answered, but it was answered in a way that I didn't anticipate it. Because once you let go and you let God, it can mean that you're basically, not necessarily that you're giving up, but you're just saying, please, Jesus, take the wheel, do what you have to do. I trust you.
Right.
And so the answer was to remove me from that situation.
Right.
Because just because you're praying for something doesn't mean the other person's praying. They could be praying for something opposite.
Right.
So who are you to say that your prayer is more important than their
Y'all
prayer?
could be praying for the same thing.
Right. We might be praying for the same thing, but in different ways. So sometimes I feel like, and not just with that situation, but just in life, it's like you get to that point where you're just like, I can't do it anymore. Like you're on the floor, you're crying, it's too hard, you know, and you can look at that as letting go and letting God. If you're a spiritual person, it just could be letting the universe. But
even if you're not spiritual, it's
right,
more than that.
I mean.
Yeah,
like letting the universe take over. Like I can't do it. Letting your family or friends pick you up.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I was so super emotional, and I was crying hysterically, and you didn't know how to handle me, and you took me. Because, you get all weirded out when somebody cries. God forbid somebody else cries. When you cry, you're like, what? It's normal. Somebody else cries, oh, they're weak.
I don't say they're weak.
You say they're, well, you used to say they're weak.
No, it depends on who it was.
It shouldn't matter. A crier is somebody releasing what doesn't make them feel good.
Okay.
It's not about weakness. What you can handle doesn't necessarily mean that the other person can handle it. Just like I'm sure there's things that you cried about. I'm like, bitch, why are you crying about that? There's stuff that I've cried about. But anyway, I digress. So I'm crying, and you couldn't handle me. So you took me to your family's house, and I'm sitting there crying on the lap of your cousin, who I don't particularly like. But for whatever reason, she was super compassionate that night. I cried on her lap for nearly an hour, and she just patted my back.
She's very compassionate.
And But there are certain people in this world that like when somebody's down. Like they feel the need to be there for somebody that, if you're doing good, they don't want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You're doing bad, they're like, hey, let's go get some hot chocolate.
Tell me everything that bothers you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how I took that to be years later. And the moment though she was there for me, I appreciate it. I will always be grateful to her for that. Whatever kind of relationship we have or don't have, I appreciate that she was there for me in that moment when her cousin could not be.
Or didn't know how to be.
Because her cousin thought I was too weak.
I didn't think you were weak. I just didn't know how to, comfort you.
I was SWV. I was Coco.
You were not Coco.
I was Coco. I was weak in the knees. And you just could not be there for me. I was on my lowest point. Like, that's how you know who your true friends are. They're there for you, not just in the good times, but in the bad times. And in the bad times, my friend Marissa was not there.
Stop it!
She pawned me off to a relative who she knew I didn't really get along with that well. But see, I'm giving y'all an insight into how Marissa's mind works. Just saying. No, but I love you, homie.
Shut up. I'm about to pawn you off right now.
I know you is. I know you is. But anyway, letting go, letting God. I think, like I said, if you're not a religious person, the letting God part can also just mean letting somebody else step in where you just can't stand anymore.
Yeah.
Have there ever been, other than the work thing, has there ever been a situation where you're like, I can't handle it anymore?
Yeah. That
you're willing to share? Because I know you can be private at times, although this podcast doesn't really speak to that.
I know.
Because you like to lay out stuff, and I look at you sometimes like, really?
Because
you let people know?
Because I'm talking to you. I don't hear the feedback. I don't watch people's face as they're listening, so I don't know.
Right.
But it's cathartic. But I remember I didn't live with my parents for high school, and the moment I left, where I was, it was very, very, very scary. I literally grabbed my sneakers and walked out the door, and that was it.
And then what? I remember when you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
But what were you thinking in that moment that was making you that got you to that point? Because you obviously weren't letting go.
It was.
You made a decision.
What I was letting go was, I still feel like I owed them something. I still feel like I owe them something. But
Do you know what that something is?
not a clue. Not a clue. But I also think that there's when your brain doesn't work exactly the way in a healthy way to be uplifting to others, and somebody's verbiage to you is not healthy, you develop a certain way of thinking when it comes to them. So,
What do you mean?
So, like, okay, let's say you're in a relationship and that person, I'll say boyfriend, right? The boyfriend is consistently telling you that you need to act this way and dress this way because it makes me feel good. Then that's how you think you should be as a girlfriend, rather than just being yourself. If you don't dress that way on a regular basis, then why would you do that for them? So you're changing who you are to consistently please them. But that person's brain is not healthy. That's not a healthy relationship. People need to take you for who you are. They shouldn't try to change you. So, I just remember thinking to myself, I can't do this anymore. I just have to let this part go. I don't know what's next, but I have to let it go. And I just grabbed my shoes and I walked out. And that was it.
On the other side of that, what was the end result? Because I think it's important too to recognize that letting go and allowing another force to take over and lift you up and be a shoulder to lean on, whatever the case may be, has a result. It just doesn't end with you leaning on someone.
Yeah,
it actually has a result. So what was the end result? Because like I said, with me, it was I got out of that situation. I was removed from it.
Yeah. Well, thankfully my mom was in town, and my mom let me stay with her for 3 months, and then she helped me set up my own apartment. She bought me a car, thankfully. And then that was it. I was on my own since then.
It's crazy. You think about sometimes like where you were in your mindset then to now. So we're talking like 20 years, right? Almost.
Exactly 20 years. This is June 8th was the day I left. I walked out and I was done. Never went
20
back.
years to go this year?
20 years. 1998.
So what about your mindset back then compared to now? Like, how do you think you've changed because of that decision? Do you ever think about where you would have been had you just stayed with it and not?
Oh God, no. I don't even want to think about it. No. I can't think about that because it's just not. It would not be healthy. It wouldn't be healthy. It wouldn't be productive. It would be nothing of what I wanted.
So what about the person that you are today because of that decision? Where do you think that how do you think that you have changed for the good?
Change for the good. Oh man. But there's pieces of me that feels like I've never changed. I still feel like I'm 12.
Well, yeah, you're always going to have growth, because if you don't grow, then what are you even doing?
Yeah, that's true. I would say perhaps I would say that I recognize a distortion in how unhealthy a relationship can be for a child. So in recognizing that, I think my personal opinion has made me a better mother, where I empower my kids a little bit more. I apologize to my kids. I do listen to them, probably more than I should, but I do listen to them. And they have a little bit more empowerment, where, when they ask me, like, my opinion, there's times where, for little things, whether it be like a shirt, I will not give it. I tell them, you have to make the decision. Oh, but which one do you like better? I'm not going to tell you. You have to make that decision. Or they'll ask me, what do you want me to be when I grow up? I want you to be happy.
But I'm not talking about your kids. I'm talking about you.
Me.
Like, I know you love to bring up your children, but I'm talking about being introspective on how you've changed, not how you are raising your kids to be different than you are.
I think it's so hard to say, because it's like then where's the humility in talking about yourself? But okay, hold on.
There
Okay,
is humility
put it aside.
in talking about yourself.
Right? I would say I'm not as selfish, perhaps, but equal parts selfish, where I know that I'm the only one that is in charge of making myself happy. But I also understand that comes with consequences. So thinking of others as well as thinking about myself, hopefully in equal sides, in equal parts, selfish and not. I think I'm very open and understanding to different cultures, different ideas, different just different types of people. I think I'm very, very open. And I also think that I'm not, I know, because I talk shit with you, so I know you're trying to give me a little bit of side eye when I say that, because
I'm not saying, I have even no side eye.
No, because no, for what I'm about to say.
Oh, okay. So
No,
let me get
because
my eye
it's like, no, because like, you know, when you ingratiate yourself in someone else's family, it's, you know, everybody's very different, and it's about not having judgment. But, you know, listen, I gotta talk shit, right? So I do talk shit sometimes, but just understanding a family dynamic and being open about it, and just I really like when someone feels comfortable enough to say something to you, even though it might be hurtful. I do look at the silver lining to say I'm grateful that they are comfortable enough to speak to me, because not everybody gives you that platform. I also think that it has made me, like, listen, if you could do that at 18, you could do that at 28, 38, 48, 58. You're never, that ideology that you're never really stuck. While it might be hard, you're never really stuck in any situation. So you could, you know, if you're unhappy, make your moves, make your steps, get to where you need to get to, and make yourself happy. And having that true fundamental, you know, idea that I am never stuck. I have made my life to be where I am never stuck.
You know what's interesting, letting you talk? You went from...
I ramble.
No. You went from talking about your children, and, you know, a question that I asked you was, how has this changed you 20 years later? You went to explain to me how how your children were being raised by you different than you were raised.
Yeah.
So you spoke about your children.
Yeah.
Then you touched on yourself a little bit.
Right.
Like, I have compassion and this, that, and the other. Then you went into a spiel about how other people should be. What I'm realizing is that you have a very difficult time talking about your feelings. Everything goes on to everybody else.
I cannot talk about my feelings. That is the one.
But you like to blow other people's spots.
I know, but listen, like
I
said,
don't understand that.
I
Like,
can
talk about your
take it. I can't. It's horrible. It's hard.
Like, okay, so for example, so today we're going to lunch.
Right.
Breakfast, brunch, whatever. It was brunch because it was 11 something. And so I had plans. We had plans to do something with your kids today.
Right, in the morning.
Right, and you texted me last night. You called, didn't get my phone in time. You texted me after and was like, change your plans.
Can we change plans?
Can we change plans? Well, it was already changed because you obviously had said okay to the other people. If I'd have said no, then it would be like, well, we have to do it another time. It wasn't like you were going to not make it difficult. Like, if it's going to be difficult for anybody, it would be difficult for me. Not for the people that the plans are being changed for.
Right.
And me bringing this to you, it wasn't about, like, rah, you're so fucked up. It was about, like, recognize it. Whenever, like, I ever say to you, like, can you understand where I'm coming from? Can you recognize this? You just shut down. You just want to move on. And you did that today, and I was like, let me just be quiet.
No, I didn't.
No, you just, like, you didn't say anything. You said nothing. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You're just, like, start chewing your lip. Like you.
No, because I had said to you before, I wanted to change the plan. I didn't want to cancel it. Just change it.
No, but what I'm saying today, when I'm kind of making a joke, like, you know what I'm saying? Like earlier, I was just like, when I was like, you cancel, or making plans, instead of telling those people, no, you can't.
Oh, I see.
Tanika already has plans with them, so we have to do it another time. Whereas I already have the plans with them, so they should be doing another time. I shouldn't be the one changing my plans.
Right.
For them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so me pointing this out to you makes you very uncomfortable. Whereas it shouldn't. You start chewing your lip and everything, and I'm like, now I'm the bad guy because I'm making you feel uncomfortable. Meanwhile, I'm the one that got my plans changed. My whole day is changed.
Oh, I didn't
to make
notice
it better
that.
For someone else. But you never go out of your way for these particular people to say to them, like, we've already made plans. Hey kids, we have plans with TT in the morning, so
Right.
you can do this tomorrow night. But
Right,
no,
right.
it's like, no. Okay, well, we'll just change it with TT. She'll be fine. She'll accept it.
But this is the group of people where I feel like I owe them something.
But it's not. But when you say that, it's not fair to the people
That don't have that feeling.
because not that I feel that you owe me something other than my respect.
Right.
And there's times where it feels like I don't have that. And so bringing that back to the letting go and letting God,
Mm-hmm.
when we were walking and I saw your face and you were feeling very uncomfortable, I had to let it go, regardless of how I feel. And regardless of the fact that I feel hurt, because I'm never going to be appreciated and respected. My time is never going to be respected.
That's not true, though. I think your time is very much respected. I do. I do respect it.
You just know I'm on vacation, so you'd be like, well, we can just do it Friday.
Yeah.
But that's not fair either.
But that's not fair. No, you're right with that.
Because if you make plans with somebody, I feel like the whole time, our whole friendship, even before you had children, it was about Tamika will change the plan. She'll deal with it. When it comes to, whoever, your family, your friends, whoever, even when you had other friends, it was like, hey, do you mind if we do this on whatever? It was always me. I got to change
the
it.
plans. Right.
To make the other person feel comfortable, like I can deal with it.
Ugh.
And now it's at the point now where I'm just like, okay, because if I say something now, I'm the bad guy.
No, I don't want you to feel that way.
But at the same time, like I said, it's about, for me personally, it's about letting go. And at the end of the day, it's like, even though today I was kind of like making a joke, it's not that deep.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also recognizing on my end that this is just how it's always going to be, and I just gotta let it go and let it be the way it's going to be, because you're not going to change, and who am I to tell you to change?
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I bring it up to you, maybe it's something you'll think about in the future.
Right.
Not even just with me, just with other people.
Right.
Your other friends, your other family, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But I know that I've come to a point, when you're talking about like 20-year difference, the person that I was 20 years ago is very different than the person that I am today. My ideals are the same. I still feel compassion and things like that. But how I deal with pain, anger, hurt, things like that,
Right.
how I deal with other people is very different. I speak my mind more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always thought you spoke your mind, though, but you were careful on who you allowed into your
Right.
thought process.
Right. I didn't
Yeah.
just tell anybody. And
Right.
I always cared about what other people think, and I still do. But now it's like, I'm not going to change who I am to make you feel comfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like, it's about growing and realizing, who you have become in life. There's still like parts of me that are like, I don't feel comfortable being the true me around certain people, even family members. But
Mm-hmm.
but I
Well,
guess
I'm
the
the
first
same
step
way.
is recognizing that.
Recognizing. You know what's funny that you say that? I have family members that have no idea who I am. Like, not even a clue. I'm
They
extremely...
probably listened to the podcast one time like, who the fuck? What did
I doubt it. I'm very, very quiet. I'm very, very meek. I'm very, very... I don't share anything about myself. Even if
Why do you think that is?
I am uncomfortable talking about my feelings at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Until you
just told me. I didn't know what's happening to me.
Until you're recording it, and then you're like, wait a second. Wait a minute.
No, I honestly had no clue that I was this uncomfortable.
It's okay, but it's like something, as long as you recognize it. Sometimes people have to point things out.
Right, for you
and
to
I don't
work
want you to
on.
think that I have a problem when you're talking about your children. Like, I bring them up from time to time,
No,
too.
but that's my deflection.
But I'm saying that because I yelled at them the other day, but it was all jokes.
No.
It wasn't, like, I wasn't
Oh,
serious.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm not,
but
I love them, and I don't want you not to talk about them.
No, but I think I deflect. I'm a deflector.
Yeah.
If I talk about them, then I don't have to talk about myself.
Right. It's just easy, and it's
like,
when
it's an answer.
When you talk about them, it's like, it's sort of like a shield that people don't realize you're not talking about yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about your children, it seems like you're talking about yourself because they are yours.
Right, but no.
But you know me, I dissect everything. So I'm like, okay, can we get back to you and your feelings, please?
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
It's okay. though.
Wait, you know what? I did think of something.
What about yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
So 20 years ago, I had a lot more internal anger. A lot of more internal anger. I don't have that internal anger anymore.
Do you know what the anger was directed towards?
It was more like I don't see. It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, people treat you a certain way because you allow them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So help me dissect what I'm trying to articulate here. I always felt like I've said this to you before. I never felt like my parents treated me right, but I always felt like that was my fault. I always felt like it was my fault that they didn't do that. But now as an adult, I don't have that same anger because that's their issues.
Right. Yeah.
That's them and their issues and their hang-ups. That's got nothing to do with me.
So now you think that what about yourself, basically?
When people, if someone doesn't treat me right, it is essentially because I allow it, but it's because I haven't showed them who I am. But then again, I don't have the anger. I understand. Listen, I'm not being open with this person. If they treat me this way, it's because they have their own issues that they're dealing with.
Right.
And
it
that's
has nothing
them.
to do with
It's
you.
got nothing to do with me.
That's funny because there's a certain situation going on in my family, and you come to realize, like, okay, there's a pattern here. This particular person goes through the line.
Mm-hmm.
Not even person, particular people. There's a couple of people in my family. They treat certain people the same way.
Right.
And when it comes to you, you feel like you're special. Until you see how they treat the other people, you're like,
oh, I hate that.
You're not special. This is them. This is their issue. This is how they treat people.
Yeah.
And so you gotta let it go, and everything is not about you.
It is not. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Everything ain't about you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that you always have to come to grips with, and that's also part of letting go of your ego.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, there's so many things that you can let go in life. I think ego is like very much a part of that top 10 list.
Yeah.
Letting go, because it's not always about you.
It usually is not.
It's usually not about you.
And it's so funny. There's somebody in my life that I like self-deprecating jokes. I think it's really funny. I'm not fishing when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's really funny. I just happen to very much be comfortable with who I am and what I am. But whenever I make a joke, this person thinks that it's because of them. I'm trying to give them an underhanded, backhanded compliment or make an underhanded dig.
It's not me, is it?
No, it ain't you.
Okay. See, it's not about me, and let it go. Right.
So they're constantly like, she does that because I did this, and I'm like, it ain't about you, boo. Like, it's clear, like,
that person has a big ego.
Big ego.
Got a large ego. Talking about an ego.
Exactly.
But
that's hard. Yeah, that ego.
The ego will get you in a lot of trouble.
Right.
In a lot of trouble. You be feeling yourself. Because I'm quick to shoot somebody down. Especially if I'm dating somebody and they're like, oh, you like my whatever.
Not
like, sexual, no. But you like my dimple. My
I
butt
didn't
or
even
something.
think sexual yet.
Usually it's like, no, I just think you have crooked ears. Like, I don't know, whatever.
Whatever it is.
But it's usually not what the person thinks. But I don't know.
Yeah, but that's tough. That's a tough one. And what's so great is, like, once you understand that the way people are towards you is them, not you. You open up a lot of things for growth.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
One thing though, I say I have regressed though.
Regress?
Regress.
So you said it with a TH.
No.
I have regress?
No, I have no regrets. I have one regret, but that's it. So the one thing that I have regressed in is that I used to be a little bit more daring, where I'm not even close to daring at all.
I never saw you as daring, ever.
I thought I was.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that you've done in your past that was daring?
Besides show up at the airport without an actual plane ticket?
That's not daring, because you can always buy a ticket.
That's true.
You're like, bitch,
Oh, because you're thinking like skydiving and shit like that. I'm not daring at all when it comes to anything physical. Like, I don't even want to like step up a ladder without like no, I wouldn't even go on a ladder.
See, I wouldn't
Like,
call that what
staircases.
you're talking about, showing up to the airport. To me, that is confidence. It's not about being daring. It's like you have the confidence in yourself that it's going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
You definitely have
You're
lost,
right.
lost a lot of confidence in
yeah.
yourself and in life in general.
No, you're right.
Because you would always do things like, whatever.
It'll work out.
Go somewhere like, how are we going to get home? Don't worry, we'll be all right.
Always.
Like, but we're both
Always.
drinking. We'll be good. We'll be fine.
We'll be good. Yeah.
I got pulled over by the cops. Don't worry, you know.
Yeah, I'll drive. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're good.
We'll get out of it.
Now it's like, you know, you're chewing your lip, you're biting your tongue. You're just like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is not the shitting on Marissa moment. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. Okay.
You gonna call me tomorrow and be like, I signed up with a therapist. I'm sorry.
Oh my lord. No, it's good. It's good. I need to grow. But what am I? It's not. What was it? Not daring.
You've lost your confidence.
Yeah.
You just have to get it back. That's easy. You just
How?
do something because you just have trust in yourself.
I don't have that.
You have to. That's what you have to get back.
Yeah.
And that means leaving your bubble. That means getting out of the house, leaving the park. You know? I know you like to go to the park with your children.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like, I thought you were trying. Okay, yeah,
the
sorry.
summer is not just about going to the park. You know, it's like today your kids are being with family members.
Right.
So we're able to do this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the confidence that they're being taken care of
Yeah.
without your presence. That's a step in that good direction.
Yeah.
It's about it, you know, I know you want to get a really good job, maybe go back to school.
Yeah.
You have to have confidence in yourself that you can get that done. And that means doing the things that you need to do.
Do you know how many times I filled out college applications and I don't hit submit?
Well, you got to submit. You have the confidence in yourself to submit. And it's not about having the money.
And let
Just
go.
the money will
It'll
come.
work out.
The money will come.
Yeah, see, you're right. I used to just do things and be like, it'll work out, I'll be fine.
Exactly.
And if it don't work out, it's not meant to be.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
No, yeah, you're right on that. All right, I want to transition to Dash Trending.
You know your kids, when I do the clip, it says tremming.
Trending, right? Little speech impediment.
Anyway.
When greasy goes wrong.
I like it.
You got any examples?
Of course.
Give me an example.
When greasy, so you know when somebody is like talking shit,
Like me, I talk shit all the time.
and then you get smacked in the face. You ever see those YouTube clips? Somebody's like, and another thing, motherfucker, and then somebody comes and co-claps them, and they're like,
yeah.
it's like that kind
Like,
of thing.
oh, snap.
But when it comes to like the family factor, I think when greasy goes wrong is like you ask somebody in your family for something,
Right?
they don't do it, and then it's kind of like now they need something.
You're like, oh.
So you was acting all greasy, all this, that, and the other, and now a mofo needs something. Mofo need a ride.
Do you give it though?
Me, probably.
I know I would. I would. Yeah.
But there have been times where I don't answer the phone.
But I do it with the whole side eye, like, you see, motherfucker, I'm a grown up.
But see, it's like, yeah, it's hard with family, but it's also the people that you can be the greasiest towards because you know they ain't leaving.
Yeah, but your true friends that become family are the same way. Oh,
You say that.
You know what happened to me the other day?
What?
I was talking, one of my family members was talking shit, going in,
Greasy.
greasy.
Okay.
Talking greasy, out the neck, all the way. And I was like, well, what do you care? You always let such and such say things like that anyway. And they're like, well, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them, I don't care. Mofo done told on me.
They told?
Yeah, they were like, oh, Marissa said X, Y, and Z.
Oh, and they use your name?
Yep.
You didn't even do like somebody was saying?
No.
Oh, that's
no.
messed up.
I wasn't talking bad. I'll give you an example. Like, let's say I say to you, your dog always be barking when I knock on the door. Yeah, so. Or no. Your cousin's dog always barks when I walk by. I think they only bark at Puerto Ricans. They only park at Puerto Ricans because they didn't park when black girl was walking by the other day, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna let my cousin know that you think her dog is racist. And I'm like, I don't care. And then you do that, and then she comes up to me, you said that my dog was racist? And you're like,
Yeah, that's good. It's
Well, like, yeah, but like not like
Then
that.
you feeling all stupid, like, damn, I can't even talk greasy no
Can't
more.
even talk greasy
You're just
no
joking
more.
and shit. You know, because
I'm always joking.
I play too much.
I play way
I
too much.
play way, like, my family, I always say, like, my family is always laughing at me because we like to sit together as a family, sit on the porch, and we be talking greasy about the one person that ain't there. And then
But it's all
somehow
in
or
good
other,
fun.
that person comes, and now it's like, well, Tamika said that your breath stink.
Oh,
It's like,
my
see?
God.
I'll be like, I never said that. I'll just, and they know I said it because we all talk shit about each other.
But
You know what I mean?
it wasn't meant to be said.
Right, it was just jokes. You just like,
Jerk.
you just talking crazy. You know what I mean?
I got a cousin who does that all the time. Like, when somebody repeats what you say, but they change an inflection?
Like what?
It'll be like, oh, I was talking to Marissa the other day, and she said that your tongue is racist. Isn't that funny? And you're like, hold up a second. You're listening to this, and you feeling a certain type of way, but the way it was like you're talking greasy. You're just talking smack. No big deal. But then they repeated it with that slight inflection. Isn't that funny? And you're like, oh.
It's funny though, but
Your intentions are all kind of wrong.
But even when like it's not even in family, when you think about all the public people.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
they
taken out of context.
Right. You know how many times I'm sure there's something trending right now on Twitter.
Yeah.
Where somebody took it out of context. I'm thinking about the Kardashians. You know how like I don't watch it anymore. There was an article too on a side note where they said that watching the Kardashians makes you a less compassionate and mean person.
Because they're so mean to each other.
Yeah, they're talking about reality shows.
Wow.
What kind of person it makes you like empathetic. You watch cooking shows, different things like Cutthroat shows.
So watching the Kardashians makes you less.
Makes you less compassionate. It makes you mean.
Wow.
You don't.
They're very mean to each other.
And the thing that is funny to me is their family.
But
so imagine
they are so mean to each other. Did you see the clip for the new season where Kim was just like, "You're the least interesting to look at. You don't do shit."
Yep.
But like, how could you say that to your sister? First of all, you all look alike. You all look alike.
They do.
So number one. But how could you say that to your sister on TV and then say she doesn't do shit? Clearly she does, because y'all live in the same neighborhood.
But my thing about that whole thing is like, just when you start to appreciate Kim, trying to get somebody out of prison, then she talk all greasy and shit. You're like, see,
and you want to
this is why
her.
nobody likes you.
Yeah, yeah.
This is why nobody is feeling you, even your own family.
Yeah.
Nobody's fucking with you like that. And for her to even say that to Courtney, just like that, Courtney got money now. Not everybody want to be working a 9 to 5.
No.
And you want to say that she's the least interesting? Yeah, we all agree. She's not that interesting.
Though, I will say, though, did you see the extended part of that clip where
I didn't see any of the clips.
She's talking to Chloe, and she's like, if I had the money, I would never work again. Really, bitch?
They got them. What is she talking about?
What is she talking about? Exactly. She's like, the guilt I feel for not being home when my kids get home from school and not doing homework. I get that.
What exactly do they do? They're talking about they're working.
I don't know.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
They're always talking about they gotta go to, like, Chloe was like, she took out 3 months or something like that.
But what does she do besides a few meetings
she's like,
a week?
now she has to get up to go to work. I'm like,
but
where are they going?
Whenever you see the show, they're taking meetings in her mom's house.
I don't understand what they do.
I don't know. I don't know.
Everything they do is about a meeting. Like, it's not like they go into an office. Do they have an office?
I don't know. I know Chris does. She has Jenner Communications.
Oh, God. I can't. I wonder if she still manages Bruce.
Oh, she probably left him for dead on the 405.
He's good. You see, he came out that he was supposed to be the original Superman instead of Christopher Reeves.
That I'm not sure if. Okay.
Thank God it was Christopher Reeves.
Okay.
Because I just saw, as I was walking in the store and I saw, the magazine racks.
Yeah.
It was a vintage picture of like a magazine with Christopher Reeves on the cover, and I was like, oh, that was Superman. And then I was like, damn, I'm old.
That was Superman.
That was Superman to me.
Yeah.
But.
Or what's the other guy? The one with who passed away with shady circumstances. There's a curse on Superman, but whatever.
Who passed away with shady circumstances?
The TV Superman.
Well, how did he die?
He got shot in a house, but
What? When did this happen? I'm sorry, I made you bring it. I didn't make you bring it. You brought it up.
I don't remember. Google it, son.
Google it, son. But anyway, I just think when you're talking greasy, there's always consequences to it. And like this whole, like I think about like the celebrities and just people.
Kim is so mean to her. Those girls, she's telling Chloe she's stupid. That you have no brain.
Remember how she was? The last time I watched is when she was talking about how Rob is useless. He's not worth anything. And I was just like, this is before he had the baby and everything. And I was just like, you're on national TV. Like, why do you have the opportunity to show compassion?
Just compassion.
And it's not there. And I just can't watch that show no more. But somehow or other, we find a way to talk about them every week.
I'm obsessed.
On our lips.
I'm obsessed. I don't even really watch consistently. But
I haven't watched in years.
It's always on.
I don't watch. There's other shit that's on. I Netflix and chill.
You really chill though.
I really do. I really chill.
I love me some Netflix. I started rewatching Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the original one with Homegirl.
The movie?
Yeah.
How did you start watching it? You don't. Oh, I thought you meant like. Wait, what?
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the original.
What's the original?
Not with the Mara chick. With Nomi something.
Rumi? I mean, not. I never saw it. I didn't know there was original.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a book, and then.
It was a book, but it was made in Europe, and then. But it has subtitles. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I just finished watching The Crown. That's as far as subtitles that I'm getting.
Subtitles for The Crown. It's in English.
I didn't know what bloke mean. And then they go to different countries, France or whatever.
France.
So, but yeah,
I miss traveling.
I know, man. Ugh. I'm going away in January, so that'll be fun.
Lucky.
But me and you haven't been away in a long time.
Forever.
But it's okay. You got to get your confidence back.
My confidence.
Your confidence.
My confidence.
Anyway, we're just rambling at this point.
I thought we were on specific topics here.
No. At this point, we're not even talking about Greasy anymore. We're just reminiscing over the love we had. Okay, it's really out. Let's close this out.
Wait, Tamika.
What?
I love you, and you're enough.
Love you too. Where can they find us, Marissa?
Yes, 18.
Holler. She's getting it, y'all. She's getting it. Y'all have a good week.
Bye.